Welcome everybody. My name is Michael and today we're discussing about the state of the cryptocurrency markets. You see, Bitcoin has fallen below $43,000 support levels, and that's pretty frightening for a lot of people. But it's not my first time in the cryptocurrency rodeo, and for all of those long timers, we've seen stuff like this before where suddenly crashes, and this does not mean that it is the end of the bull market. However, we do have to explore the possibility of what if this was the all-time high of Bitcoin. We never hit 65,000, it was 64,800, and we will not return there for a very long time. What if that was the last time we will be above 55, 56, $57,000? So it dropped a lot over the past few weeks. And yesterday, well, Elon Musk, I love him, but I have no idea what he's doing. It's looking like he's manipulating the cryptocurrency markets. It's possible he might have sold Bitcoin even though he said he wouldn't. And I guess you have to look at it this way. We shouldn't be impacted so much by one individual, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing. So maybe this is a good thing that's happening right now, that's occurring. If Elon Musk is constantly tweeting about Dogecoin and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, then eventually his tweets will start losing a little bit of their power, of their magic, and the markets won't be as affected by a single man. Now, of course, the markets weren't moved by just a single tweet. This has been going on for the past few weeks. There are some good elements to this crash. For example, one of the largest things that's been going on recently has been the sheer amount of clones popping up, and recently there was a project titled the swear word Elon Musk, which actually continued to rise up. So you're getting hundreds of these Elon clone and Dogecoin clones popping up, and all of those projects have just gone straight into the gutter. People have lost hundreds of percentage points. Hopefully no one lost their life savings. Although I remember watching a video yesterday where someone was promoting this project super hard, and he's like, yeah, let me just put all my money in there. I think he was being fully serious. So when I see stuff like that, when I see hundreds and hundreds of spam comments promoting these really terrible projects and people arguing about the fundamentals of a project that was created in less than 2 hours, Dogecoin's creators admitted that, but some of these projects were probably created in 10 minutes, these clone projects. So there is no fundamentals here. There is no technical analysis. It's just a bunch of hype. It's a bubble that the bubble burst for a lot of these projects, and that's a good thing. We don't want that. Even if you make a little bit, 1,000% here and there, it's a short-term firework. This is not a project that is going to be valuable 20, 30, 50 years from now, because people won't remember about that. What were some of the hottest stocks right before, Black Friday? I can't really remember because no one cares about that. What was super hot in 2005, a few years before AIG crashed in the 2008 recession? Nobody cares. Which companies were booming in the roaring 20s? Nobody cares. Again, nobody is going to care 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now which cryptocurrencies you made 10,000% on if they're not going to be valuable in the future. So you had this bubble kind of rise, and apart from the major cryptocurrency projects, you had a lot of terrible altcoins. There was a bunch of newbies spamming and promoting this, and this was scaring off certain investors, because as soon as you see this, it goes to the saying how back in 2017, if everybody, including your grandma and your dog, starts knowing about Bitcoin and they're ready to invest, I think it's time to get out. And right now, there also is another saying, when everything's blood red in the market, when there is a depression, it is the best time to start making money, but we don't know what will happen next. So the only people who should be ready to invest right now are those who are perfectly comfortable either potentially waiting out the next few years for another bull run cycle, because it is possible that $43,000 can turn into $38,000, maybe even potentially $30,000 pretty soon. It can happen just like that, just like we went from $55,000, $56,000 to below $45,000 just within a matter of a few tweets, I guess. But we're not the only ones affected. The stock markets have also plummeted, but this was weeks before cryptocurrency. So there's a lot of other external events that have happened. We're going to be discussing about internal events within cryptocurrency, about Elon Musk, about this bubble. We've already made mention of that. Let's go into all the details. Let's look at the all-time highs of the top 3, top 4 projects right now. And hopefully when we come out of this, we're going to come out as better people. Right now, I have only 3 coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. I'm not worried. I know that if the markets recover, I'm going to be just fine. And I also know that even if they don't, I'm perfectly comfortable holding on to all 3 projects. I'm not sure about other people. If you've got 20, 30, 40, 50 coins right now in your portfolio and you don't feel safe, maybe it's time to sell some of those suckers off and put your money into Ethereum, into Bitcoin, into certain stabler coins. Or if you have no idea what to do, just park your money in stable coins, and there we go. This was a big problem for me in 2018, and a big part of the reason I went into debt and lost a lot of money. If I just held my money in Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would be perfectly fine. I'd be rich today. But I was big into diversification. That's great unless you're overextended and you have too many projects to keep track of, and most of them are crap coins because those will not recover. I am still looking at some of these projects that I used to be in, and they're still down 99.9% sometimes. So even if they go up a little bit, you're never ever going to recover that money that you lost. Not saying that this is going to happen for all the altcoins in your portfolio. Obviously, you probably have some great altcoins. You've done your research on them. I'm just saying sell the really terrible pump coins, because even if they pump up, so what? You're not going to sell most likely at the all-time highs. You're not going to be able to probably time the market. And if you have multiple of these projects, chances are that some may possibly go back up in the future, but most of them are done because these were just created in a split second. Even Vitalik Buterin dumped his Shiba Inu and Akita and whatever else he had. We are going to explore an article that I wanted to make a video of. This was from last month, and this guy had a little bit of a realistic approach to, hey, where can Bitcoin go for the month of May, just looking based off of the past history, and he had a lot of details. There's some fantastic Medium writers sometimes, but I decided against making a video since I was a few days late with it. However, that information is now more important than ever. Keep in mind, it is a little bit outdated, so we're going to be also discussing about some current events. However, the stuff that's written in that article still applies no matter what time period we're discussing about. And this is the stuff you should be thinking about. If you're new to Bitcoin, if you're new to cryptocurrency right now, there's some fundamental stuff that you should do. First of all, if you don't have an emergency fund, I will have it linked down below, a video of what an emergency fund is and why you need that. Second of all, once you have an emergency fund and you have enough money for the next few months or the next year or whatever, you have a great job, you have an income, and you're investing your dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, your dollar cost averaging into Ethereum, whatever is going on, continue with your strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you got to come up with one, a pretty good one at that too. You got to do your research, but really only a few projects will make you money. And it's better to make money with time in the market instead of trying to time the market. The longer you're in Ethereum, the longer you're in Bitcoin, the longer you're in these stabler projects, you're not going to make as much as 100,000% pump anymore. But the number one way to become a millionaire is to continue adding from your income every single month, and it's growing. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is right now. Tomorrow is already too late, so get on it. Don't get into any debt. If you're in debt right now, if you need to sell something because you got some bills coming up, obviously you're stressed. I get that. Even though it's not the best position to sell, you're probably going to have to be forced to sell because you weren't planning about this before. Stuff like this happens, and it's never worth it to get into debt unless you know 100% you're going to be able to pay it off by the end of the month. If you don't have that 100% guarantee, get out of the market right now. Bills, debts, fulfill your duties, and then come back to cryptocurrency. We're still going to be waiting here for you.
It's not just cryptocurrency crashing. Here are all the market bubbles popping so far this year. Though global stocks are only down 2.5% from their peaks in April and May, some stock indexes, including the tech-heavy NASDAQ, are down about twice as much, in a telltale sign that markets are expensive and inflation is running hot. And we're going to be doing a video in the future about inflation. One of the big examples that I can tell you right now, look at the used car market. It is absolutely terrifying, and May was one of the hottest months for used car prices to just grow 20-30%. Absolutely insane. I've been getting a lot of emails even from local businesses, the hairdressers, repair shops, the local watch guy, everybody around. Hey, sorry, but we're increasing our prices by a few PLN. Hey, sorry, we're rising our prices by 5%. There we go. It's accounting for inflation. That's absolutely perfectly normal because of all these stimulus checks that we've been getting. I don't know. Am I the only one that's a little concerned? Like, I have not used any stimulus check yet. When I come back to America and pay my taxes, I'm probably going to get them, and hopefully I'm going to invest them wisely or use them wisely, because I know if I don't, then I'm losing money regardless, because I'm still going to have to pay for the consequences through inflation and through increased taxes over the next few years. But a lot of people don't really realize that, hey, if you're collecting these stimulus checks right now and unemployment and all that, everything's fine and dandy until it's not. And we're already seeing these small but growing differences. Headlining the stark reversal of fortunes, the value of the world's cryptocurrencies has crashed nearly 18% from a Wednesday high, due in large part to a slew of negative tweets from Elon Musk. Elon Musk tweets sink more than just Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency exposed stocks see red. He did a 180-degree turn. Just yesterday, a one-word tweet from Musk was enough to plunge the crypto market deep into the red. Indeed, he replied to a popular crypto Twitter user, Crypto Whale, who suggested that Bitcoiners are going to slap themselves next corner when they find out that Tesla dumped the rest of their Bitcoin holdings. So this could suggest that Tesla is planning to sell off all of their Bitcoin. While Musk later clarified that no, Tesla has not sold any Bitcoin, the damage was already done. Meanwhile, stocks of the largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, is down 5%, Square 4%, Riot Blockchain 10%, and Marathon Digital Holdings 8%. A lot of cryptocurrency related companies or companies that had any cryptocurrency news, whether they had support or whether they were purchasing Bitcoin. One of the largest, MicroStrategy, is down currently 7%. Not a big difference, but it is something. There is an impact across the board. There is cryptocurrency focused funds like the Bitwise Cryptocurrency Industry Innovators ETF, BITQ. It was launched just last week. Apart from Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Riot Blockchain, Bitwise's BITQ index also includes Mike Novogratz's crypto bank Galaxy Digital Holdings, which is down 7%. Voyager Digital 4%, and Northern Data 13%, among other companies. Again, these aren't huge numbers, but obviously if cryptocurrency is going down and it's a cryptocurrency related company, then yeah, and you're going to have a lot more. Elon Musk tweets send Bitcoin down 16% to 42,000 in weekend slide. Did Elon Musk just suggest Tesla is about to dump its Bitcoin? But if you look further in the week, you're going to have so much Elon Musk news. It's absolutely crazy. Elon Musk, Dogecoin can beat Bitcoin hands down. I mean, come on, why? I get that he's a meme lord, but I'm a big fan of Dogecoin, except this year, because this year it's just overvalued. It's overhyped. It doesn't deserve to be even near the top 10, let alone being position number 4. Currently it's number 5, so it thankfully moved down a little bit, but still, I mean, Elon Musk and Bitcoin, no one man should have all that power. Musk was the biggest story in cryptocurrency as critics once again asked, were his Doge pumping tweets irresponsible? What does Musk owe to all of his worshippers who bought Dogecoin because of his tweets? His crypto tweets are not illegal, though they are arguably unethical. In late February, in response to reports that the SEC was investigating his Dogecoin tweets, I hope they do. It would be awesome. And then obviously, due to his concern with saving the planet and all that, I mean, what's going on? We already made a video about this, but Elon Musk already knew, most likely, it's impossible that he didn't, about the emissions that cryptocurrency produces, but the banking system is at least double or triple what cryptocurrency is given out. It's a lot worse. There's so many other industries. So anyways, what's good to note is that institutions are keeping accumulation. So some of the big boy whales, they're still purchasing. They're buying the dip. That's always good to know. Despite all the noise in the market today, institutions are accumulating Bitcoin with ever-growing conviction. Bitcoin Treasuries, which tracks corporate and institutional exposure to Bitcoin, reported Saturday institutions have accumulated 215,000 Bitcoin in the past 30 days. That's equivalent to roughly $10 billion. Absolutely fantastic. Is Bitcoin nearing another Black Thursday crash? No. So the data doesn't suggest that it's going to be like March 2020, which was caused by the Black Swan event. Price discrepancies arise during moments of panic due to concerns about the derivatives exchange liquidity or market makers being unable to participate during times of extreme volatility. And there's been some exchange issues over the past week with various exchanges, but the March 2020 crash on derivatives was orders of magnitude higher. Much, much worse. It's going to be fine. Bitcoin market dominance falls to 3-year low of 40%. Well, hey, before you get up, sometimes you got to get knocked down. That's that's all right. Records are always being broken, whichever way you look at it. And of course, regulation is always an important aspect that a lot of people don't really think about, but it all does start accumulating. As newbies panic in latest Bitcoin correction, old pros appear to buy on the dip. The market correction has been led by new investors who are selling in panic. The short-term holder SOPR dropped well below the key threshold of 1, meaning that newer market entrants appear to have panic sold and realized significant losses on their investments. SOPR measures the net profit loss position of Bitcoin outstanding. A reading below 1 implies that any Bitcoin move that day is on average selling at a loss. At the time of writing, however, the value is still above 4, so that's pretty good. So obviously a lot going on in cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, clean energy stocks, which tripled last year in anticipation of sweeping progressive climate legislation, have fallen more than 35%. And one of the largest differences that we've noticed is ARK, Cathie Woods. So we're going to get to that. Blockbuster public market debuts have been a hallmark. However, with listings from Airbnb, Coinbase, DoorDash, and many more, after soaring more than 100% in a year to a peak in February, newly listed U.S. stocks are down 26%. It gets even worse for SPACs, which obviously are a little bit more higher risk, and they've plummeted on average nearly 38%. And that big drop is in line with the 34% plunge the ARK Innovation ETF has witnessed since February, which they hold a lot of Tesla and a lot of stocks that have been not doing the best recently. What to watch for? An inflation-induced stock market correction is possible, but an inflation-fueled shift in market leadership is more likely. So is it time to panic? No. This is a time to just be on your toes, to be aware of what's going on, to be doing your research and either planning out the next year what your possible routes are, or sticking to your guns if you've got everything figured out and you're okay holding on to Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of that stuff. So now let's get into the article. I know this is kind of a longer video, but I wanted to make this for a long time. So let's do it, because a lot of YouTubers, a lot of influencers, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, everything's going all the way up to the sky, but we have to be careful. We got to have a little bit of healthy skepticism. So let's go. So this is a great article that I found from Sense and Sense. No bull, this Bitcoin halving bull cycle is slowing down on April 20th. We are now 11 months deep into this halving cycle, and two of my major targets have been reached. My first target of $54,000 and my second target of $65,000, which I gave a 90% chance of happening. My next targets of $75,000 to $80,000 are somewhat likely, as I'd only give those a 40 to 60% chance of happening this cycle. And the upper cycle range targets of $100,000 to $140,000 are unlikely to happen, with a 10 to 20% chance of happening. As I look at the current status of Bitcoin's bull market and go full dreamer mode at what could be if it hits Max Kaiser's targets of $220,000 or Willy Woo's target of $300,000, I have to keep a cooler head and stick to the plan. Even with some deeper analysis that points to a very possible $80,000 to $100,000 target for this cycle, we need to analyze the bearish cases in order to make good decisions. Trying to figure out the top is a very tricky game. There is no perfect indicator that can help us with an absolute top when it has been reached. History doesn't repeat, but more so rhymes, as proven even with the past couple of Bitcoin halving cycles. The first halving cycle in 2012 had a run-up of 100x, whereas the second halving cycle in 2016 had a run-up of about 33x. So let's look at the options. One, end of the month options are expiring. In every single month of 2021, Bitcoin has had a substantial dip towards the latter half of the month. This could be coincidental, but at the end of each month, Bitcoin contracts expires. Options activity has been heavily on the bullish side, and these bookies selling the contracts appear to know how to bring the bearish activity so they aren't back holding too hard. Why would April be any different with an already flash crash of almost 20%? And here we can see 80% followed by 30% correction, 99% going up, followed by 26% correction, 44% followed by 17% correction. And this was December, January, February, and going into March. We've had the longest streak of monthly positive gains, 6 months. Bitcoin has never had a monthly bullish streak this long. Currently, it sits at 6 months straight, and if April finishes bullish, that would be 7 straight positive monthly gains for Bitcoin. We are due for some kind of monthly correction. And I do actually think that Bitcoin finished April strong. And then May is the first month where we're actually negative, and Ethereum is negative. It wasn't huge at the very beginning, it was only a few percentage points, but it broke the streak. Sell in May and go away. As institutions are taking over the Bitcoin game, I've noted my belief that Bitcoin prices should act more like the stock market. While May is often one of the best months for Bitcoin, June to September are weaker months for Bitcoin. There's a reason this adage holds true. Hedge fund managers enjoy going on summer vacation. With the U.S. opening up with a full reopen targeted for July, and it's already happening. You got to look at what's going on right now in May and June. I can imagine many eyes turned away from Bitcoin, enjoying their first real summer in over a year. And these are Bitcoin average monthly returns for 2010, 2018, and January, all right, not to the greatest. February, a little bit better. March is really weak. April and May are pretty strong. June, July, and August and September are negative on average from 8 years of data. November is one of the strongest months, and we've also noticed that in 2020, obviously, and December's a little bit less strong because people are probably selling for Christmas. But October, November, we saw that last year, and we've also seen that in 2017. The bearish divergence from December 2020 has not played out. My favorite technical setup to play is divergences. Divergences are important indicators in spotting trend reversals. We had a major bearish divergence using the CCI indicator that points to a possible drop to $39,350. The longer it waits to reconcile, the more sharp the move down will be, and we've already started to break the ascending wedge that could lead us towards that target. The band of resistance looks like a triple top. Another technical setup to trade is a triple top. The chart I shared above shows a band of resistance as marked in the purple. If a chart attempts to repeatedly break above a major resistance but cannot break through, it is likely to dip down. And that's exactly what we've seen between 58,000 and 62,000. I mean, we did break above 60,000, but that was very short-lived after many, many tries. Volume has been declining and not confirming large moves upward, and there was a weekly wick into the second EMA band. With the flash crash on April 17, 2021, we also got a wick into the second EMA band. The monthly chart looks parabolic. The CCI dipped below 200. The Pi cycle top indicator has indicated a top. All right, so that's a lot of technical analysis stuff. Bitcoin dominance is slated to go down. Bitcoin's usual dominance normally sits around 60%. It's now at 52% at the time of this writing. At the bottom in January 2018, Bitcoin's dominance fell as low as 32.81%. It's possible we still have a ways to go down as people learn about all the different cryptocurrencies. And that's exactly what happened. Now Bitcoin's dominance has fallen a little bit, and the price drop has been pretty substantial. Technology leaders come and go, and this is a big one. We're going to be making a video about this as well, how Bitcoin is number one right now. But who knows, maybe one day Ethereum is going to break above that, or maybe some other cryptocurrency. Look at social media technology, and this is an example that I've used for many years in Kubera's videos. MySpace was the top social networking site from 2005 to 2008. Facebook was next from 2008 to 2012. Then Instagram took over. Now it's TikTok, and it's changing every few year cycles. So who knows, maybe Ethereum's going to be the number one cryptocurrency in the future. Obviously, Bitcoin is a little outdated. There's some issues with it. It's slow. It's got high fees. But for right now, it's most likely going to be remaining number one. But will we finish the end of this decade with Bitcoin being still at the top? Of course, it's going to be probably near the top, but we're not sure. Bitcoin ETFs are still awaiting approval. 8 from the SEC. There's been some SEC issues. Obviously, regulation is a huge thing to consider. There was the Coinbase direct listing, and currently it's down. Bitcoin interest is waning. This is another interesting thing. If you look at Google Trends, and you're able to pop in anything you want. It's free. You're able to look into Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, altcoins, whatever you want to type in, and you're able to see interest. And this is great if, for example, you're selling a product or service and you want to market, you can find out if your product or service is trending. If not, it might be something to look into. Should you even go into it? There isn't any more stimulus money left, and even if there does come more stimulus money, obviously there's going to be huge impacts part of it. Also, tax season is coming up. Today's the 17th, and it's got to be the last day. But obviously with people paying taxes and figuring stuff out for the next year, what they want to plan out, it does have a small little impact. Clearly, there's a solid case that the bull cycle top has been found. This is why I emphasize the importance of selling half
I may be completely wrong to have sold half of my Bitcoin holdings and lock in profit, but I can only make the best decisions with as much information as possible. And he did really well. Either way, this is a good exercise in risk management. We need to evaluate our positions at every price target that is reached to see if the fundamentals or narrative has changed. Now that institutions are in the game, it's just going to get trickier from here on out. I'm going to have a link to Sense and Sense, and he posted a new article comparing Bitcoin's last halving cycle to today. He posted that on the 7th of May, so it's probably worth checking that out. Lots of great information. Bitcoin's first halving cycle 2012 ended after 12 months, and here the third halving cycle 2020, we are exactly at the 12-month mark come May 11. Even if we believe there's still room for Bitcoin and Ethereum to run, we have to acknowledge it is possible this is the end of the bull cycle run. Ultimately, I do believe this cycle with matching the first halving cycle with two peaks. The diamond hands hodlers are still holding firm as Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to see major outflows from exchanges. You never know where the top of a cycle will be until after the fact. Cycles don't always repeat exactly the same, but they definitely rhyme. This cycle will definitely share characteristics from the previous two halving cycles, but it will be different because institutions were not major players in the game. We must always adapt to the market and update our ideas and outlook accordingly. Regardless, as Bitcoin has showed us, the longer you hodl, the more you'll be rewarded. So even if this is the end of the Bitcoin bull market, let's check the prices right now. We understand, 44,363, 3,400 for Ethereum. Matic was doing really well. It's the only one that was close to 100% gains over the past 7 days. But two interesting choices that we will see from the top losers over the past 7 days. Shiba Inu, 42%. Sure, it's up 25, but it's at 16 cents, where previously, this is still much more than halfway down. And Internet Computer, it's down 26.35%, although it was below $200 at the beginning of this video. It was actually at $196. So Internet Computer and Shiba Inu were definitely overvalued.
I'm happy that I sold, I think, what was it, like $700 worth of Bitcoin for 54, maybe $55,000 last week. I'm taking out money to pay for bills. I'm almost done with paying for all the bills to get out of Poland. And then the rest is going for a car. So, I'm not selling the rest right now. But if need be, I already cashed out a fair amount. Sure, I wish I cashed out more when it was above $60,000. But I was cashing out as we went on. It's just a safer approach to do it that way. So guys, a lot of stuff has been happening. Thank you for joining me on today's video. We're super close to 1,000 subscribers. Can't wait. BitBoy Crypto, I want to congratulate him, even though some of his videos and predictions I may disagree upon. I'm not a big fan of predictions, but I guess all the crypto YouTubers do them nowadays. I don't really do them anymore because the only prediction that I've ever made was Ethereum's go to $5,000, and we still haven't hit it yet. Although we've been very close with the all-time high of $4,400. My prediction was from like 2 years ago. So that was the only prediction I ever made on Kubera, and after that I decided, we're not doing that anymore. I am no cryptocurrency or financial expert to be able to explain my opinions, and most likely I'm wrong, and even the experts are wrong. But BitBoy's predictions are wrong a fair amount of time, more than 50%. Not a great rate. That's like a gambling rate. But I do have to congratulate him on one thing, as I made a video before already on his channel. This guy has created a channel, and for 2 years, oh my God, a Rolls Royce Ghost just passed by. Whoa, yeah, crypto, baby. Let's get a Rolls. Man, that's so rare in Poland for a Ghost to go by. Oh, I only saw a Wraith once in Warsaw. That was epic. They're probably like, I don't care. So, BitBoy, for 2 years, was producing content, got to 12,000 subscribers. Within a matter of a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, he went from 11, 12, 13,000 subscribers to bam, here we are, 1 million subscribers, over 2,000 subscribers, over 1 million. The first cryptocurrency YouTube channel, sole cryptocurrency YouTube channel to hit over 1 million. 2021 is the year that cryptocurrency went mainstream. It went viral. The institutional investors came on board, flooding like crazy. 2017 was pretty insane, 2018 as well, but 2021 is the year we went mainstream. No channel, Data Dash, I think, was at 300,000 or maybe at maximum 400,000 subscribers. He was the largest cryptocurrency channel. And now we have multiple channels approaching on 1 million, and BitBoy hit that 1 million. So congratulations to him. I'm happy because we're just a few subscribers, I guess, away from 1,000, and 1,000 is the first step to 1 million. So thank you, BitBoy, for that inspiration. Hopefully I'm able to get there one day. Follow your dreams, and thanks for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, as that's going to help me out. Please write down a comment below. I'm trying to respond to as many as I can, and we shall see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate any and all support. Stay calm, but also stay prepared, just in case we do fall into a bear market. If you dotted your T's and crossed your I's, I think that's the saying, you'll feel safe, you won't care, everything's going to be fine. Bitcoin will rise another day, but hopefully it does rise back up, but we're still in a bull run and everything's going to be all right. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst. See you. Bye.